take your questions.
Is it a virus?
We don't know.
How does it spread? Is it airborne?
Airborne is a possibility. We don't know.
Is this an international health hazard or a military concern?
Both.
Are these people alive or dead?
Hold them down!
We don't know.
Is that true?
Give me as much as I can.
It's certainly undeniable that the hordes of groaning, moaning, and lurching corpses are now overtaking TV shows, movies, and books. I bet you want to become one of those survivors in a zombie-ravaged world of Walking Dead, or you're just totally out of warm bodies. But what if that wasn't a fiction? What if it's just, oh, so real medical mystery? Good evening and welcome to Bleeds News. Here's what's making the news. A young man believes that he's literally dead. Reporting live at N.Frenickes Hospital, here's Miguel to give us the full story. Is a young, successful architect in the climax of building his yet biggest accomplishment when he suddenly experienced that he is being
I'm dead! I'm immortal! Where are my internal organs? First the iPod, then the iPod Nano, then the iPod Touch, and now the iPod Human!
The iPod Human comes in multiple colors: brutal blue, yucky yellow, burnt black, and retarded red. Here are the satisfied customers.
The iPod Human ruined my life! Why? Why would you do such a thing? I hate the iPod Human! No!
It's only $7.99.99 and it can hold up to 6.5 songs.
Use the iPad Human at home, at the party, in the bathroom, or even when you go to bed.
Hey, you're adorable, B, you're so beautiful, C, you're so cute and full of charm.
The iPad Human is light and portable because it has a built-in alarm every 3 seconds. So what are you waiting for? Buy iPod Human before it's too late. Order now!
As you can see a while ago, in the case of a young man who literally believes that he's dead, as a medical syndrome called Cotard Syndrome. And now let's go back to Miguel to interview the mother of the patient. Good evening, Mom. Thank you for joining us today.
Good evening too.
Mom, when did Carlo first experience believing that he is dead?
I was all ears when he started talking about death just last year of May.
How did you respond with that?
I thought he was just playing around until it got worse.
What happened?
Oftentimes, he doesn't want to eat because, according to him, he can't produce saliva.
What happened?
He keeps on complaining that some of his body parts are missing. He even attempted suicide. And another thing, he went to a morgue and laid in a casket.
What's the worst scenario of these symptoms that you encountered from Carlo?
There is one time back in America, for his treatment, he actually believes that he was being taken to hell.
Oh. How do you feel about this whole syndrome, ma'am?
I just feel beaten towards my son. If only I could take away his syndrome.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Agustin, for your Back to you, Nina. Thank you for everything. Wings News will be back.
Dr. Samara Piloy. I heard that you're one of the most successful neurologists in the Philippines, so it's a pleasure to have you here.
It's my pleasure too.
So to make our viewers be enlightened, can you tell more about the walking corpse syndrome, ma'am?
Walking corpse syndrome. It's a mental disorder in which people hold a delusional belief that they are already dead, either figuratively or literally. In some instances, it can include delusions of immortality.
So, Doctora, what are the implications of this syndrome?
Well, patients of it often suffered from delusion of negation. Those who suffer from this illness often deny that they exist. They tend to neglect their own hygiene and well-being. This delusion makes it impossible for patients to make sense of reality, which results in a distorted view of the world.
So, Doctora, how do you know if you're suffering already in this syndrome?
You know you're suffering from Cotard Syndrome when you don't feel any association between yourself and the face that you see when you look in the mirror. You do not feel any emotions. You stop feeling the presence of one or more organs of your body. Once afflicted, some common symptoms that could be noticed in the patient include mental illness such as bipolar disorder or schizophrenia and depression. And in the worst case, it may even lead to severe migraine.
So, Doctora, what are the causes of this syndrome?
This distorted reality is caused by a malfunction in an area of the brain called the pisiform gyrus, which recognizes the face, and also in the amygdala. This is the amygdala. It is an almond-shaped set of neurons that processes your emotions. The combination is a lack of recognition when viewing familiar faces, leaving the person feeling disconnected with reality. Some cases are also caused by excessive intake of drugs.
Are there any cure for this disease?
Unfortunately, a cure to Cotard syndrome is currently unknown as scientists are still uncharted territory when it comes to finding a treatment for the cause. Instead, its focus lies primarily in treating the symptoms rather than the causes. Common treatments include antidepressants and antipsychotics, as well as the controversial electroconvulsive therapy. It should be noted that timely treatment of Cotard syndrome is a must. Any delayed diagnosis would not only result in a delayed treatment, but also may be too late if the patient is driven to extremes that may endanger the life that they think no longer possess.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samara Piloy, and for enlightening our minds with this zombie-rific disease.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Nina.
Dangerous, horrifying, definitely the Cotard syndrome or the walking corpse syndrome. Do you still want to experience the zombie apocalypse? Tonight, we may all feel as if we have this syndrome, but we are lucky that you are not living this reality. This has been Nina Marie Dialogue. From the Bleeds News, enjoy trying to sleep with the idea of leaving zombies out in the world. Just